Hi guys, I'm Melina, and for 23 years, I literally can't believe I'm saying that, I've been helping women get unstuck and feel healthy, fit, and confident in their own skin. This is the Melina Method podcast, where nutrition meets mindset, fitness gets unraveled to be your superpower, and we really dive in to see the real you for who you are. All right, you guys, we are back on another episode of the Melina Method podcast. And today I'm bringing you inside a coaching with me. I think this is huge. We've talked about, resisting change. I did an episode on getting unstuck and, kind of asking yourself those questions on why you resist change, how you get unstuck. And I think a really important piece is there's an assessment that needs to happen. And I'm going to walk you through what I do as a fitness pro, coach, nutritionist, all the things. I wear many hats, right? How I assess a client, how I create transformations from the inside out. And so, I'm going to take you inside a coaching day with me and kind of like what I do with a client. So I'm going to pull back the curtain and be super real on things and questions I ask someone. I mean, there's not like a specific format on like A, B, C, and D. Every client is very different. Every person is different. And it's really just a matter of me getting to know them. I want to get to know them. I want to get to know their lifestyle. I want to know what they do for fun. I want to know if they have a family. I want a boyfriend, a husband, a girlfriend, whatever it is. And I want to really just get to know them. And that's why like these consults are like 90 minutes. They're long. I do have a series of like, walk me through a day of eating. What supplements are you taking? How much water are you drinking a day? What do you like to do for exercise? What do you like to do if you did a workout? Like what are the kinds of workouts that you like to do? I think that's a really important one because, and there's going to be a whole episode on that, but working out is not the same for everybody. But I do have a few questions that I will kind of list off. And I'm grabbing my phone because I actually have a guest questionnaire where I can answer your question on this show. And I'm going to take you through some of those questions right now, live. The first thing is morning kickstart. Really important. I dive into mornings with my clients because I want to know the morning is one of the most important parts of your day. So how do you usually start your mornings? Are you energized? Are you tired? Are you intentional? Do you feel rushed? Do you feel stressed? Do you pick up your phone right away? Morning ritual is huge. How do you start your morning? What do you do? Ask yourself that right now. Okay? How do you start your morning? Sometimes, life happens. Sometimes every morning's not different, but in general, you should have a consistency pattern, right? Movement consistency. How many days a week are you actually moving your body right now? Not when you were 18, not when you look and felt your best, not when, it's not the holidays and you're not stressed, or not when it's not your birthday week or whatever. How many days a week are you actually moving your body consistently? Okay. Is it 1 day? Is it 4 days? 6 days? There's no right or wrong here. This is just questions I'm going to ask. Okay. Fuel choices. So when you're busy, what is your go-to? Like, 'cause this is important because when we're not busy, we're more intentional, right? But when you're busy, I shouldn't even say stressed or, in a rush. What is your go-to snack or meal? That's huge. So I drove into Los Angeles today, right? I film at our studios here in Hollywood, in Brentwood. I drove in from Vegas. And I had a good breakfast. I had my water with me. I have a case of waters in my car, okay? Ask me where I stopped to get food. I needed to eat lunch. I stopped at Sprouts. I saw Sprouts off the side of the freeway. I said, oh, that's my next exit. I went to Sprouts. I grabbed shredded chicken that they had rotisserie. I grabbed fresh fruit, okay? And I grabbed a couple other things for later, like some broth and some things I know, like when I have a full day, I don't want to get run down. I need minerals. I have my vitamin C with me. I have my supplements with me. But that is what I grabbed. And I had a little piece of dark chocolate in the car. Yes, I did. But that is what I grabbed. I did not stop at a Starbucks or a McDonald's or a Subway. And again, there's healthy options that you can find anyway. But what is your go-to when you're hungry or you're in a rush to grab? Okay? Super important question. Stress reset. Oh my God, this is huge. I think stress is the number one setback for people getting stuck. And what is your first response when stress hits? Do you shut down? Do you push through? Or do you find a release? I'm looking at my producer. What's your answer? Yeah, I want your answer.
I will shut down or look for a release.
Shut down or look for a release.
It's typically first shut down, but
Then you will talk yourself out of it. Okay, so he's saying he shuts down, but then he'll like talk himself into finding the release. That's a really good, interesting point. Okay. Mine is push through and then find the release. Like I always push through. Like I will not let anything stop my day, stop my goal, stop my whatever. But then I'll like, okay, I need to go in the sauna, or I need to go make time to get a massage, or I need to go. I'm really good at finding the time to like, but this is a really good question. Okay. Confidence check. I talked about this in the stuck episode. Confidence is huge. I'm like banging the table because I get so like, this is like where it all comes down to. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel in your body and lifestyle? Fit people always are more successful, always feel more confident. So fit, healthy people. Okay. So where are you on your confidence? 1 through 10. Confident. 10 is confident, right? You need to answer that for yourself. Okay. Accountability gap. Do you feel like you thrive more with self-motivation, or do you need someone to keep you accountable? Oof, this is a good one. Okay. And you guys, this questionnaire is going to be in the show notes below. Fill out your answers, get them to me. I will answer your questions on the show. I want to do a whole episode on answering people's questions. Okay. Do you feel like you thrive more with self-motivation, or do you need someone holding you accountable? Really big one. Most people aren't self-motivated. I'm just going to say it. My husband is not self-motivated. But once he's motivated, once he has that accountability, he's like all in. Okay. Biggest block. If you had to name one thing holding you back from your health and fitness goals, what would it be? Oof. One thing. The number one thing. And that for everybody, that's different. Okay. These are so important. So I want you to, if you haven't listened to my stuck episode, okay, right, getting unstuck. These questions are how you're going to get unstuck. These questions are going to help you make that 1% shift. These questions are going to help you find that confidence. These questions are going to help you find the right people in the right circle and the right energy space to be around so that you can get to where you want to be to feel good about yourself, right? Dream support. If you could work one-on-one with a coach like me, what would you want the biggest shift to be in your life? Is it weight loss? Is it strength? Is it looking good in a bikini? Is it being a better mom, having more energy for your kids? If you could work, dream support, dream it out, make it a reality. If you got a guest spot on the show, what would you want to talk about? Fill out the questionnaire. You have a chance to get featured here. What would you want to talk about? I want to start using examples, but again, assessing a client is different for everybody, but these are some of the main core questions that I ask them. I kind of shift based on where they're at. Like I have to meet them where they're at. Okay. So what they're eating every day, how many hours of sleep are they getting? So we talked about the morning ritual. What are they doing at night before bed? You know, everybody's like, oh, screen time, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, everybody's different. You know, one of the things, I'll give you a tip. One of the things that's huge about winding down and getting yourself ready for bed, for sleep, I think, personally, and this is my show and my methods, take a shower. Take a hot shower. It doesn't need to be this big old bath ritual. Oh my God, who has time for that, right? It doesn't even need to be all that. And if you have time for all that, great. Take a hot shower. 5 minutes, you guys. Wash your face. Put some comfy, clean pajamas on. Hit that pillow comfy and cozy. Drink some water or some tea before bed. Get your magnesium in. Get your minerals in. Get your vitamin C and magnesium in at night. And that goes for everybody. Okay, that's something I can say for everybody. All right. So what is your nighttime routine? What limitations does a client have? This is what limitations, what health issues? Like, do you have any injuries? Does something not feel good? Does it hurt to walk? I mean, again, it's like dissecting a client takes a long time. And the first month that I work with someone is me just getting to know them. I tell every client that. I have a 1 month reset, and that's just me getting to know you. And by the end of your 1 month reset, you're going to notice some changes. You're going to start getting dialed in after 1 month. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start maybe see a couple pounds drop off. But it takes a month for your body to just start getting adjusted. And I have to learn a client in a month. 4 to 6 weeks, I'm learning their habits. Are they following what we talked about? And everybody's different. Not everybody is counting calories. Not everybody's on a quote unquote meal plan. Some people are flexible dieting. Every client is so different. It just really depends. I don't have cookie cutter programs. I work with an individual based on their individual needs. Okay? Everybody's so different. So if you want an assessment and it's something that you are looking for, again, reach out to me. Start with my questionnaire. Another thing, workouts, when it comes to working out and asking those questions, all movement is important, right? But sometimes it's just like mobility. So how is your mobility? Like I mentioned on a previous episode, I think it was, I was talking to a friend and she's talking about how she's getting cramps at night. And it's like, why are you getting cramps at night? And you're drinking enough water. Those little things matter. So all the little things, okay, you have to kind of factor in. And I ask those questions. How much water are you drinking? How much sleep are you getting? What's your morning ritual? What's your nighttime ritual? And a lot of times it's not the bulk of someone's food that they're eating every day. It's micro things that need shifting, that need tweaking, that need moving around, that make the biggest difference, you guys. I can't even tell you how many times I've just moved things around, maybe changed somebody's timing of their workout. I've changed somebody's pre and post workout meal, and all of a sudden, boom, they're getting results. Boom, they're feeling better. Boom, they have more energy. Drinking lemon water first thing in the morning before your cup of coffee. Night and day difference. Okay? Night and day difference. So this is how I assess a client. I ask them a series of questions. I have to get to know them. And we work through things every single week together. The questions don't stop. It's not like one and done assessment, right? That's why I have a 4-week reset. That's why I have an 8-week shift. That's why I have a 12-week transformation. There's methods and theories involved with taking my clients through the proper steps to start making those changes. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? But the number one thing that you can invest in is your health, because, handbags and all the things go away, but your health is going to keep you here. It's going to keep you present with your family. It's going to keep you confident, happier in all the things that you're doing. You're going to feel good on those trips that you want to go on, those events that you have. So many people reach out, right? They want to look good for a wedding. They want to look good for a vacation. They want to look good. That was one of the things why I launched my Club Fit trips, because it's like people just want to look good and feel good on vacation. It wasn't about working out on the vacation. It was like getting them ready for the Club Fit, right? Getting them confident in their photos. You take photos on vacation and you don't want to, how many times have you taken a photo on a vacation and you're like, oh, I don't like the way I look. You put your bathing suit on. You're like, don't take a picture of me in my bathing suit. Right? It happens. I want to get into that with my client. I ask those questions. When's the last time you felt good about yourself? If you had to say when you felt the best about yourself, when was it? You know what people tell me? A lot of times, I've done this for 23 years, when they were in college, when they got married, when they were in high school. I'm like, high school, you're not even an adult. What about it as an adult? When's the last time you felt good as an adult? What was your weight, or what was your size, or what was that outfit that you were wearing? It doesn't need to be a number, and I need to do a whole episode on weight, because weight, it just fluctuates. It's how you look and feel. There's muscle mass, there's bone density, right? There's so many things. But if you got inflammation going on, if you have gut issues going, I mean, like that you could carry. I was talking to a friend today. I was like, you lost 30 pounds of what? She goes, no, it was inflammation. It was inflammation. It was hormone weight. I mean, hormone weight is a real thing. You know, age is a real thing. You know, how old is the client that I'm talking to that I'm assessing, right? I have a client that I'm working with, and I think I brought this up. I don't know remember when I brought this up. I swear I feel like everything's just merging into one, but she had 2 different trainers. Oh, it was on the McCord list today. 2 different trainers and was not getting the results that she's saying. I'm like, do they ask you these questions? Never. And I'm not trying to bag on other fitness professionals, but there's so many questions that you need to be asked so that you know that you're on the right path to getting unstuck, to getting your results, to getting confident. Once people know they're on that path, their confidence goes through the roof. And the second they feel confident, the second those results start kicking in. I'm telling you guys, it just happens. It literally happens. Okay? So if you want to try this assessment process for yourself, do the questionnaire that's in the show notes. It's also on the link in my bio on the Melina Method on my social media. It's the first step, you guys, to kind of figuring out what's holding you back. Answer those questions. Make sure that you're honest answering your questions, right? I just, you got to be honest, right? But make sure that you also ask these questions maybe every month. You know, when I work with a client after a month and I reset them the next month, I ask them a series of questions. We do another coaching call. How are you feeling? How's your food? How's your sleep? How are the supplements going? I mean, if they're not doing it or they're half doing it, I mean, everybody's different. We got to constantly keep working on that flow. And then sometimes I shift and move things around, right? Some people, like, when they work with me, they're like, oh my God, I'm going to cook every meal. And then they don't cook every meal. It is what it is. They just don't. You know, or then I have clients that do, and you don't need to cook every meal. You can grab food out. There's healthy options everywhere. I am not that trainer or nutrition coach. Okay. I'm not. You can eat at any restaurant out. If you tell me, oh, I eat out too much, I don't care. I'll give you a solution for everything. I have prepped for shows eating out, and most fitness people who do shows would be like, oh, you can't do that. Too much sodium, too much. You know what? I did it. I'm allergic to butter. I'm allergic to salt. Like you, and I'm not saying that salt and butter are bad. I eat all those things, but when you're prepping for something extreme like a fitness show, you can't. You got to limit. That's an extreme sport. So different example there, but I have solutions for everything. Eating healthy on vacation. I thrive when I'm on vacation. I can eat so well on vacation, and I know when I can splurge and not splurge. And again, that's reality. That's life. I want you to have cake on your birthday. I'm not talking about that. Okay. But if there are changes that really need to happen, you got to commit to those changes and those shifts. And that's like 85, 90%. There's wiggle room. You can lose weight and have a cocktail. You can lose weight and have a piece of cake. I will be the first person to tell you that. Okay. Ask yourself the questions. All right. Do the assessment. If you need help, you know where I'm at. Again, questionnaires in the show notes. I hope this episode struck some questions in your brain on how, the questions that you need to ask yourself. And maybe if you're working with a fitness professional or you have friends that can help you or somebody, have them make sure that they're asking you the right questions, or maybe you just tell them the answers. Hey, I'm not sleeping that great. Hey, I'm not this. Do you think you could help me with that? Right? Use this as a blueprint to get you dialed in to where you want to be. Okay. So this is a little bit of an inside on a coaching day with me. I'm going to have some guests on here on upcoming episodes where I'll be able to assess people live with you, kind of really give you some real examples on what I do coaching wise. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to keep these episodes going, you guys, and just really dive into more of what I do in my life, in my career, all things health, fitness, and confidence. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in to the Melina Method podcast. I hope you're fired up to make a shift in your life. That's the whole point. So if this episode spoke to you, subscribe to my weekly insider. It's melinafitness.com/subscribe. It's all the fun things that you want to get to know me and know what's coming up and what's the latest tea on the Melina Method. So I will see you guys next time.